Hello, people of the earth. So this is my time lapse of poster that I drew for my D&D group. This is like the first version that's gonna disappear in like 3 seconds, and because I like the other version better, and as you'll see for like a split second, you'll see the Critical Role poster, because that's what I basically based the form off of, and you'll see it for the beginning part because I like to reference the color that Jester is for Lyra, which is the girl in the top left corner. And so this is just the sketch, so I could, show it to my teacher and be like, hey, do you think this is okay and accurate? And, he was like, yeah, so that's cool. And so first I'm working on Lyra, so I guess I'll just talk about, what's going on with the D&D group, even though they're probably the only people that's going to see this, so they'll already know, but I guess, whatever. So, Lyra is basically a water genasi or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce things. If I butcher it, I'm sorry. Whatever. As you'll see, she'll start out looking a little weird here because, it was a sketch. And I'll fix her in a second, of course. But, she doesn't really have a whole lot going on thus far. Like, she has a couple, like, NPCs things, but you'll see a couple of her drawings throughout this thing, whenever like a circle with like a character pops up that kind of looks like the one that I'm drawing, because I like to reference her drawings because everyone seemed to like the way that she drew them, except for, you'll see later, Barugo, which is the bottom left guy, the guy who plays him, John. He wanted him to be orange for some reason, even though he's a half-orc, and normally they're like green, so that'll change a little bit. But she's the one that has done a lot of cool things. Like, she's drawn everyone's characters and a couple NPCs for people, and she's made us like these book things that we can like open up and put like our stuff in it. Oh, by the way, there's light that I'm not going to use. So she's basically, not, she hasn't, we haven't gone deep and down into her backstory yet, but she's still like a pretty cool character. Now I'm drawing Aid. As you'll see, his face will change a lot because, I didn't like the original sketch, but I guess not a lot. Like, now he's good. But, other than the hair, because originally, the person who plays him, Trevor, what's up? He, liked, like, the way that our teacher's hair is. Our teacher's the DM, that's why I keep saying teacher. Like, he liked the way that, like, Mr. Post's hair was, so, I was like, sure, let's make it more wavy then. But then eventually when I showed him, he was like, yeah, well, maybe not so much. So I was like, yeah, epic, okay. So then I changed it back, as you'll see later on. Like, right now it looks like that. And then I add, like, the hair tool. And I don't think that the hair is supposed to look like hair. I think this is meant to be more like, cartoony-ish. But, for right now, that's what it's going to look like. So sorry. But he's kind of a cool character. He has a patron that's like a dog, kind of like a werewolf-ish dog, as you'll see is like the middle animal looking thing like underneath him, which is basically like he can summon it, I guess. He's like a shadow sorcerer, so it's pretty cool. But we still haven't dove down into his backstory a whole lot yet, other than the fact that, like, he woke up with no memories because of like this morning thing. It doesn't matter, but he's a pretty cool character. Hoping that we can get more in depth with like Lyra and Aid and other people that haven't really, shown too much of their backstory, but they're still like pretty cool. Especially Lyra, she's like really mysterious right now. Like, no one knows what's up with her, and I have a theory that which everyone keeps shutting down. So I'm assuming it's not real, but it would warm my heart if it was, because like Lyra's connected with some dragony stuff, and she was. I can't say other things. Oops, almost almost revealed something that I'm, not everyone knows. Oopsie. Anyway, yeah. Oh, here's me experimenting with, like, streaks on his eyes. He's never implemented that into the actual game, but thought it looked pretty rad. So there it is. And here's me attempting to draw owls, which, I'll make them look a lot better later on. But, like, that's not till the very end, because for some reason I neglected them, because I know I can't draw animals to save my life. But there they are. Oh, yeah, see? Little circle. That's me drawing Miravan. Miravan's a pretty cool character. He's, like, a shy little, like, elf. I think he's, like, a wood elf. Sue me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure. But I know he's, like, a elf. and he's a ranger, so you know, pretty cool. And he's got the little bag on the back, like he has like a bag of holding basically, but it's like the whatever it's called on the back, but like he can shove like you know how Mary Poppins has like the umbrella that she could pull out? Yeah, that's pretty much like what he can do, but with like, you know, what carries arrows. I can't think of the name right now because I'm terrible. But yeah, Miraven's head in this is going to be abnormally large till the end, because that's when my teacher pointed out, like, oh, hey, his head's abnormally large. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. So that was pretty enlightening. But yeah, I tried my best to, you know, make it look like, you know, what Alex did. Alex is the one who plays Lyra, by the way. Love you, Alex. Hi, thank you. I asked her permission to use, like, her things as reference because I like the way that, you know, they were all designed. And this is now what was the Traveler. I mean, he's still a thing, and like he's still the Traveler. But this is what my teacher played. This is like supposed to represent Mr. Poth because you know he's the DM and stuff. My character went away, which I'll get into that in a second here when I start drawing her. But for right now, this is Malakath. He's pretty cool. He's everyone's like favorite. He's like triple OG because the guy who plays him, Dylan's like pretty experienced and stuff. Like so is Miraven or Matt, the guy who plays Miraven. They're both pretty experienced, which you know they're pretty good, and they have like voices and stuff. And I try to do voices, even though they're not the greatest. But he's blind, which is really cool because he can only see through his like familiar's eyes, which is Sprig, the little owl right above his head. And the owl over there is Miraven's. That's why I put them like there, so they would be with each other's, you know, familiar or whatever. Interesting that they both have owls. Like I get it, it's pretty cool, but like, wow. Anyway, this I suck at speaking, so like so sorry if you're not enjoying yourself. Whoever's watching this, probably just my D&D group, being as I'm forcing them to watch this probably. So yeah, here's, Ori. This is the first character that I played. Yeah, I play a new character now. Anyway, this is Ori. She's a tiefling, who's red, which everyone's like, oh, why is she red? And it's like, well, I don't know. And, she's been a mystery. She still kind of is a mystery, but, I kind of had the choice to save her at one point, and like she got kidnapped, which you know wasn't on purpose, but you know it gave me the opportunity to be like, hey, you know what, this is probably a good thing, because when I first started playing, like this is my first time playing, and I really love the game and stuff, but like I didn't know how to play exactly, and I didn't know how to like, you know, I didn't know how to keep my backstory to myself because I got too excited and I told too much to my friend Jordan, and who was also playing this game, and it was just too much. So I was like, you know what, this is probably a good thing. I think I can handle a new character. So she's not dead. What happened is she got these things called stitches. She like got 3 of them or whatever. And by the 3rd stitch, she was like gone. You know, like she came out and forgot all of her memories, I guess, except for her mission, which, you know, is to like go. I can't really say it in case my D&D group, you know, watches this, which they will. But you know, she has a mission, and that's like her one thing that she has to do, and that's all she remembers really, because she came out and everyone was like, Ori, oh my God, we're here to save you, because that's like what their mission was. But you know, I was like, she's dead, sorry, but she's not dead. You know, she's just somewhere in the world. But yeah, pretty much she's gone now. I have a theory that she's gonna come back, which, you know, I'm pretty sure she will, unless like we walk away from like what her story is and like what she's going to do, which I can't say too much of. But you won't see the stitches on her for a while, because when I drew this I was still playing her, and you know, that didn't happen until like towards the end, so I didn't know I was gonna have a new character either, because you know, that's always scary because you never know if your DM's gonna be like, okay, yeah, if you die, you're dead. Which I'm pretty sure if any of us do that again, like, it's definitely gonna be a death situation. Like, because I could have survived, and I explained to him why I wanted a new character, and you know, I feel like he understood. But yeah, I could have been like, no, don't stitch me, but you know, I was like, yes, please stitch me, which I guess is kind of metagaming, but the reasoning made sense, so it's not too out of place. But I can't go into too much detail because my friends will watch this. Sucks, but that's okay. Coloring her was really fun, and as you saw probably earlier, like I changed the background. Whenever the background color changes, that's because I'm trying to like make a like a lock screen for my phone or something, or like for my profile picture on Discord, because like on Discord, like we have this like D&D Discord whatever, where we just send each other D&D memes and talk to D&D friends because we're losers. And it was really funny the other day. I got called out in the middle of class for playing D&D in the middle of my history class, and the whole class started laughing at me, and I was like, this is not great, this is whatever, I play D&D, shut up. But it was alright, because, you know, whatever, I don't really care. It's just like, because everyone in that class is like way cooler than I ever will be, so that's my life. Anyway, now I'm drawing Sky here. She's a changeling, which my teacher like really praised how cool he thought the idea was for me making her like going into her changeling form, because normally she represents herself as a normal human, but her like real form or whatever it kind of looks like this. So this is basically her morphing into that. So yeah, her name like when she's in her human form is Sky, but when she's in her changeling form, it's Melody. So I guess that's her fake name or whatever. I don't know. But we don't call her Melody because I guess only a few people, like only a few of the characters know that, but the whole table knows that her name's Melody. Because she said it to somebody, to like an NPC or something, but we weren't there, so technically we don't know. But it's still really cool, and it was really cool when my teacher praised it too, because like this entire thing, every time I show him like the process, because I just want to make sure everything looks accurate, and he's been playing D&D much longer than any of us have. I was like, hey, look at this, and he was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And like this whole time he has been saying that, but it was really cool because you could tell that like it shifted from like, oh my gosh, this is cool, to like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And really warmed my little boy heart. And yeah, so that's pretty much that. She's a rogue, and she likes to steal things. She has a stealing problem. She's like a kleptomaniac. So sometimes she gets in trouble, or all the time she gets in trouble. But it's alright, because we love her the same. And now I'm drawing Brugo, which is played by our good friend John, who part of us really think that all of our characters are like a little tidbit of us, and I feel like Brugo represents that the most because he's like a charming guy who like, is very, I don't want to say like charismatic, but he kind of is. It didn't really stay there for that long for some reason. I don't know why. But when I was recording it, it glitched out, and it totally didn't show at all me drawing like the outline of it. So, whatever. A lot of that's gonna appear through here if you haven't already seen like the 17 times that it has. But yeah, this is while he's still like human-ish looking, and I had the same problem with his hair too, as you can see, where it like looks too realistic, and like this is supposed to be more cartoonish, not like super cartoonish, but you get what I'm saying. And it still kind of does look like hair, but it's all right. Like especially Sky over in the bottom right, her hair is like hair, but it fits. So, did my best here. Oh, and here's me experimenting with the wind and stuff, because he has like one spell that's got wind in it. But, I took it out eventually. So this is my newer character that's floating there. Her name's Haven, and no one's really figured out her class as of the time I'm recording this, but she's a cleric, and she's an Asmir of sorts. I don't know if I pronounced that right because it's a weird spelling, but it's all right. So far, the only thing anyone knows about her is that she's in relation to one of everyone's like favorite NPCs, Hannibal, and they're like friends, or I guess it's hard to explain, and I don't know if I want to explain too much because then the group will be like, gasp, she's releasing information, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about her. She's like a sassy British girl. Yeah, like my other character Ori, like she was like Soviet Union sounding, like hello everybody. So it was really interesting, and my teacher was like, you can keep the voice if you want, and I was like, yeah, but then it would just be like Ori again, and so we went with sassy Brit, and everyone pretty much loves her, and I still gotta figure out her backstory and stuff. Mr. Both. Anyway, yeah, as you can see, because I didn't really get to thank you Dot for appearing there. I hate when like on my drawings like a random dot appears, and then I don't figure out what layer it's on because there's like a million layers, and I have to go and erase on every single layer until I find that dot. I could just draw over it, but that's not efficient. So there's me adding some lighting to the dice that I decided to throw throughout this because I felt like it needed a little bit more stuff to it, because in like every good poster, it's not just the people, it's like other things too. That's why there's so much light going on, and I really liked like the nebula looking background stuff, and it was pretty cool. It was like an interesting thing I added, and I just added it because why not? And it ended up looking pretty cool, which I think is really awesome, because that was like my own clever idea. It wasn't like based off of the poster. Like after a certain amount of time, I stopped like referencing the Critical Role poster because I just wanted it to be perfect, and after a while I was like, this is my own creation, go away. And that's why like you stop seeing it after a while. But like the form is still based on the poster, but like everything else is just my own little thing. As you can see, it took me like 12 hours to figure out what I wanted to do for his little daggers there, because his daggers are glowing. That's like his trademark. And the original ones that I drew, like, because I've been trying to show people like just little bits, be like, do you think this is okay and accurate? And he was like, yeah, but yeah. I like the ones that Alex drew, so that's why you saw me reference Alex's drawing. So this is Lyra's water, because she's like, water genasi. Even though she like works with like other things too, we all look at her and we see water. It sucks that you can't see how I drew like that little squiggly because of how fast it moved, but that was really fun to draw, and I really dig it a lot. But now I'm just like adding some more lighting and shading, and oh, here's me actually drawing the owl fur. Look at that, it exists. Yeah, so I love everybody that we play with, like we've all become amazing friends because of this, and like no one thought that this was going to be how our year ended up. Like no one thought we were going to be playing D&D and meeting people that we never thought we would meet. Like we're all the group of like people that we would never ever talk to outside of this, because like there's the popular people, there's the not popular people, which don't mean to brag, but I'm one of the not popular people. And it's just like everyone's got a different personality type, but we all merge together pretty awesomely. And it's interesting, and I love everyone that we play with. Oh, and here's me experimenting with the background, even though it's not good. It'll disappear, I promise. But yeah, we all need to sit down and realize, like, wow, D&D has brought us together. And it does start a little bit of arguments here and there, like, no, you should not have used a spell on me. Yes, you should have. No, you shouldn't have. Shouldn't have done this. But we always get past it, and we're learning and growing as people. And we really merge together pretty well for the people that we are, especially since all of us are, like, super different people. It's really awesome. And it's cool that my parents are, like, super hyped for me. Like, my mom gets so hyped for me. Like, with the day that I was hoping that my first character, Oriana, would, like, die or whatever, I was telling her about it that whole week, and she texted me that while we were playing, like, I hope you die. And I was like, oh, me too, thanks. And, it's just really cool how, like, D&D has become such an important thing in my life, even though it's, like, super lame to most people. Like, maybe it is lame, but I find it really awesome. It's a place where because I like video games, but in video games, you have a certain, like, thing that you're supposed to do, where this is just, you could do whatever you want. You could do anything. And it's really awesome. So this is pretty much the end of it. I'll zoom in and show things, like aid and close up, because throughout the video, like, the quality's not the greatest for the time lapse, and I'm sorry for the little, like, circle looking thing over in the right corner. It's just because it's assist touch or whatever on my iPad, and can't really fix too much. This is really an awesome thing for me to draw, because I had so much fun drawing it, and it's like one of the biggest projects I've ever done, because normally I'm too lazy to do big projects, but with the power of D&D, I have created this poster, and it's pretty awesome. So this is pretty much it. Don't know what else to say anymore. Thank you for sitting through this awkwardness. And I forgot to mention Glom and Flom. That's what those little like goblin looking things are. 'Cause I became Goblin Queen and I took over the goblins, and I miss Glom and Flom. They're gone now because Ori's gone, and just to each his own. I love this. I love everything that happened, even the bad, the good, nat 1s, nat 20s, everything. I love D&D. I love this group. I love everyone that's watching this and for sitting through all my awkwardness. Thank you so much. So yeah, I guess that's it. Bye. Oh, God.